Happy New Year. I'm Meredith. This is Rattled and Shook, and I'm going to tell you a creepy New Year's Eve story. This one was sent in by Jamie, so thank you, Jamie. This happened to me on New Year's Eve, 1999, in Fontana, California. I was around 12 or 13 years old. I grew up in a family of 6, and at that time, we were going through a lot. My father was struggling with alcoholism, and my mother turned more intensely to her faith. She'd always been religious, but during those years, she leaned on it heavily. She made us go to church every day, pray the rosary, and above all, join her every Friday at an adoration chapel with her prayer group, which was our grandmother, aunts, and close friends. The chapel was a small room on the grounds of a Catholic church with the Eucharist, which is the body of Christ, displayed 24/7. We often stayed praying there until dawn. Naturally, my siblings and I resisted. It was routine to try and talk our mother out of making us go. One night, to my surprise, she actually let me stay behind. It happened so quickly, in the rush of everyone leaving. My timing was perfect, and I got left at home. At first, I was relieved, but when I realized I would be alone without my siblings or my father, I began to feel uneasy. Our house itself didn't help. It sat on the property of a construction company and had a strange atmosphere. We often heard footsteps outside, saw shadows, and there was one particularly unsettling spot near the old furnace which had a creepy, always visible pilot flame. Whenever we passed it, we felt as if someone or something was watching us. That night also happened to be New Year's Eve, the transition into the 21st century, the year 2000, and everyone was talking about the end of the world. That thought scared me more than any of the usual strange happenings in and around our house. Thankfully, we had a Rottweiler named Oscar who gave me some comfort. Still, I started to regret not going with my family, but I grew tired enough to eventually fall asleep. Sometime in the night, I woke up to my stereo receiver turning on by itself. It was blasting Gregorian chant music, loud and clear, which was honestly a miracle for my old beat-up setup with blown-out speakers. Still half asleep, I reached over from my bed to turn it off, but the power switch was already in the off position. I tried the volume knob, nothing. I switched it to the radio option, even though the radio had never worked. I'd never even attached an antenna. Still nothing. I twisted every switch and knob on the thing, desperate to silence it. No change. Finally, I got out of bed, yanked the receiver, CD player, and speakers out of the wall, and dumped them all onto my sister's bed. To my shock, the chanting continued, just as loud and clear. I threw all of her blankets over the pile, shut her door, and went to sleep in the living room. The next morning, I woke up to my sister yelling, demanding to know why I had trashed her bed. I explained everything, and my whole family was stunned, in total disbelief. I thought there's only one explanation. I experienced a poltergeist. The strangest part after reflecting on the experience was that I wasn't scared at all during any moment of the poltergeist. I sometimes wonder if it was because I was still half asleep, unable to process what was happening, but part of me believes it was maybe something positive, maybe even protective. That's what my mother told me, at least, and that's the explanation I've held on to ever since. I later worked for that same construction company where my house was when I graduated high school and was given the task of demolishing the very house this all happened in. To my surprise, I discovered a makeshift room in the attic. There was a dusty mattress, a side table, a lamp, and a few old newspapers and magazines. It's a mystery to all of us why any of that was there. And now I wonder if it had anything to do with the Gregorian chanting I heard on New Year's Eve, 1999.